Let's take a quick look at cameras and how to use them in Studio. If you open a file, and Studio most often will be default set into this view, the perspective view expanded, but you can double click on the header on top to collapse it and look at the regular orthogonal views here. And these are all like the top, front, and the right. They're the same as these ones here in the Navicube. So if I hit top on the perspective view, I'm basically looking at the top view from the perspective camera, but the top view itself has its own camera too. So you can see this is my uh, perspective view camera. So this is a quick way to look at the top view, or if you want to look at the front view and so on. So if you want to actually go back to your home view, you can click on this home and it'll take you here. So if I want to set a home that is different from this view, we can just zoom in, shift right click, set the view and hit control, hold down control and click on this icon here at the bottom. So now I've set my home view. It doesn't matter where I am. When I click the home, it's going to come back. So this is the first thing about cameras. You want to set your home view to something that covers your scene. The second part is to toggle between different cameras, and that you can do with the second icon here at the bottom, which is the camera list. And with the camera list, you have your right view, um, and then you have your front view and so on, all the orthogonal views and also the perspective view. But I also have a duplicate camera here. You can see camera number 7. I'll show you how I created that. For the time being, I'm going to delete it. So I have only 4 cameras, the default. So let me go to perspective view, and let's say I want to duplicate this view and add a new camera. So the only way you can add it is actually going here to the list and saying duplicate, and it'll duplicate the selected camera. So most often you would want to duplicate a perspective camera because you want to set it in a different view, a different angle. So I hit this and it's going to create a copy of that camera for me, and it's going to name it camera 10. So you can rename this. If you click once, brief pause and click again, you can say, you know what, this is my um, animation camera, just saying. So this is the animation cam and hit OK. Now we have, in addition to the perspective cam, we have an animation cam. And right now they're set to the same position because you just duplicated them. And let's say I'm moving it away from its original location, and I'm going to set it to look at this button. And I'm going to hold down control and click on the home. So what I did was I created a duplicate of the perspective view and I moved it and I set a new home view for it. So if you look at the camera list again, you can see that the perspective camera is this one. And if I go back to my animation cam, it's this one. So this way I can set multiple cameras to look at the model from different angles. And even this helps even when you're rendering it out in the final part of your process. Okay, let's go back to perspective camera. And to delete another camera that's existing, you can only delete the one that you created because these are 4 default ones. So you can see there's a small bin on the top right, and you can hit delete, and that's going to delete it. You can also delete it from the model browser here. And when I double click on it, when I see these 4 views, this is the default layout. But if you go to view, layout, you can see there are different ways you can set these 4 windows. And sometimes you might want to only work with 3 of them, or in a different format like this. So these are some options that are available for you depending on what kind of object you're modeling. I generally tend to work with the default one. And also if something gets messed up, you can always come here and say default and hit OK. I think most often we'll find ourselves in this view because this Navicube allows me to do a lot of these manipulations. This is the quick way to look at the camera. In the next video, we're going to look at some more user interface details.